History isn't just about heroic deeds, brilliant ideas, and inspiring speeches. Sometimes it's a series of fatal oops moments. France accidentally arms Hitler. So it's 1936. According to the Treaty of Versailles, Germany isn't allowed to station troops in the Rhineland, a demilitarized buffer zone between Germany and France. You know, just in case Germany ever got the idea to start another world war. But Adolf with the little mustache thought, why not test how confident France really is? He sends 32,000 soldiers there. No backup, no support. You know, just in case France says, "Get back where you came from, you half-baked Führer." But France looks at this and says, "Oh, maybe he's just joking or got lost. Let's not provoke him." It was a historic moment of, you could have just said no, but no one did. France, which at the time had one of the strongest armies in Europe, simply did nothing. Zero. Zilch. Let's wait and see what happens. And you know what? Adolf realized, if that worked, it'll keep working. And off he went. Austria, the Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia. Each moved bolder than the last, and Europe stayed silent. The Rhineland was his test drive. And France, you could say, handed him the keys and added, "There's gas in the glove box." Byzantines sell cannon technology to the Ottomans. Byzantium in 1453, a dying empire surrounded by enemies with walls held together by ancient glue and prayers. And then Urban arrives in Constantinople, a Hungarian engineer, a genius of artillery, offering a weapon of the apocalypse. I can build a cannon that shatters walls like waffle cones. Interested? Emperor Constantine XI said something along the lines of, "We've got faith, stone, and a couple of arrows. Thanks, but we're holding strong." And you know what? Urban didn't take it personally. He just went to the ones who did want to break those walls down. To the Ottomans. "Oh, you make cannons? Can you make them bigger?" Yes, and louder. So Urban built a massive cannon for Sultan Mehmed II called the Basilica. It was so huge that it took 60 oxen and 3 weeks just to transport it. And when it fired, the sound could be heard for miles, and the impact, that too. And yes, it was this very cannon that destroyed the Byzantine walls, the same ones that were supposedly still holding. So basically, Byzantium literally said, "No thanks, we don't want the gun, we'll just be the target at the shooting range ourselves." Constantinople fell, the empire died, and the engineer Urban went down in history as the man who offered salvation, only to become the architect of its downfall. Napoleon marches into Russia in the winter. In 1812, Napoleon Bonaparte looked at a map, pointed at Russia, and said, "Paris, boring. I want Moscow as a souvenir." He gathered 600,000 troops, the largest army in Europe. Cavalry, infantry, gunners, cooks, tailors, barbers, everything you'd expect. For the first couple of months, everything was going great. The Russians kept retreating, cities were surrendering, and Napoleon was smiling. But then came the Russian winter. And it wasn't just a chilly breeze. It was the kind of wind that blows into your soul and makes you rethink your life. The temperature dropped to -22 degrees Fahrenheit, supplies ran out, horses froze standing up, and soldiers started turning into walking snow sculptures. Russian partisans, no food, and logistics straight out of the "we didn't think we'd get this far" playbook did the rest. Out of 600,000, fewer than 100,000 made it back to Europe. The rest stayed behind, either in the snow or in the memories of French moms telling their kids, "Don't get angry or you'll end up like Napoleon marching into Russia." The result? The emperor learned that getting into Russia is easy. Getting out? That's a whole different story.